Hey, so in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can use conditional formatting to highlight specific text within your spreadsheet. So I have two examples here. I have a little bill tracker here where we can write the different bill names, and then we have the statuses based on whether you paid them or not. And then we have our task area here, and then whether it's been completed or it's still to do. So we're going to learn two different methods, which is whether the cell contains a specific word, and then we're also going to do if it has exactly a word. So there's two different little features here. I'm going to show you one method where it's going to be showing you how to just highlight the cell where that text is, and then I'm going to show you a second version where we can highlight the entire row. So let's start off with the simple stuff first. So I'm going to start off over here, and let's say we want to highlight whether the word contains to do. So for this example, I'm just going to select the entire range of cells where I have my statuses. I'm going to go to Format, Conditional Formatting, and I'm just going to scroll so you can actually see what I'm doing here. And then under Format Rules, I want to select, where is it? Text contains. So let's just say it doesn't have to be the exact word, but as long as it contains a certain word or a certain few words that you want it to highlight. So I'm going to select right here. I'm going to enter in to do because I only want to highlight the ones that have to do because I still have yet to do them and I need to get them done. So it's an easy way to kind of let me know, hey, these still need to get done. It's a visual reminder, and that's why I like using this. So once you've added that in there, you can see it's only highlighting the cells that contain that certain set of words. And then I'm going to fill color and I'm going to choose whatever color. So let's say I want to highlight these a bright yellow. It's going to automatically highlight just the cell with that bright yellow. You can also format it however you want. You can bold it if you wanted to make it stand out. You could italicize it, underline it, strike through, change the color of the text, whatever you want. For this example, I'm just going to bold it and then change the background cell. Once you're happy with the way it looks, you're going to click done. And as you can see, as I check them off, that formatting goes away. So that is a cool formatting. Now, if I came over here and because I have paid and not paid, let's say I want to highlight this, I'm going to, if your formatting rules sidebar isn't open, you're just going to go back to Format, Conditional Formatting, and let's say I did text contains and I put in paid because I want to highlight the ones that have been paid. Oops, I spelled paid wrong. There we go, paid. So if I did that, because it just says text contains, it's going to highlight both of them because paid is in both paid and then not paid. So this is where we have to switch it and get very exact. So instead of doing text contains, I'm going to do is exactly. So text is exactly, and then it's going to say, hey, only showing paid. Doesn't matter if it says not paid, it's only going to show the paid versions. It's going to highlight that. So as you can see that, it's highlighted. I'm quite happy it's only highlighted the cells, but I will show you how to highlight the entire row in a second. And then you're just going to change out your colors if you want. So let's say I want to do this as a lighter green, and then I can click done. So now anytime my bills have been paid, it's going to highlight it a green, and then whatever other formatting that I wanted to add to it. So that's an easy way to do it. Now, if you're like, well, I want to highlight the entire row, I'm going to show you how to do that. Let me just quickly delete out my formatting rules. So I'm going to delete that one, and I'm also going to delete this one. So all you have to do is when you select your cell that has the conditional formatting in it, under the conditional formatting rules sidebar, you just hover above and click the remove, and it will remove that old rule. Okay, so if we want to highlight the entire row, we're going to have to do a custom formula. So I'm going to select the entire range of cells that I want to highlight. So let's say I want to highlight the checkbox all the way to the status. Then I'm going to make sure I select the very first checkbox, holding the shift key. I'm going to go to the very bottom of my range here. So I want to make sure that all of these will highlight the entire row. Then I'm going to go to Format, Conditional Formatting again. So I have my rule here. Under Format Cells If, I'm going to select the drop down and select Custom Formula Is. So here what we want to do is do equals, $, and then we're going to specifically reference the cell, the very first cell where my status is. So remember, because I wanted to say, hey, if any of these are paid, I want it to highlight. Then I want to reference where it says my first status, which would be E4. So Again, we started with equals, $. Now I'm going to put an E4, and then I'm going to put an equal sign, and then in quotation marks, I'm going to put the word that I want it to find. So for this example, I'm going to put in paid, but I could put in not paid. I could put in whatever word that I want, but as long as that cell has that specific word in it, it will highlight. So paid, but it's not highlighting here because for this rule, because we're doing a custom one with this specific formula, it's going to highlight only these exact words, not contains it exact words. So it's not going to highlight not paid because even though it has that word paid in there, it's only going to highlight any cells that just have that specific word in it. Okay, and then again, we can choose whatever we want. So let's say we want to do this pink, and then we can bold it if we want, and then click done. So as you can see, it's going to highlight all of those cells. So yeah, that's how you do it if you want to. So we'll do it again here. I'm just going to select the entire range of cells I want to apply this conditional formatting rule to. I'm going to add another rule, but if you don't see that sidebar, you would just go to Format, Conditional Formatting, and then we can choose Custom Formula Is, and then we're going to again go equals, $, and then I'm going to choose the cell reference that has whatever word I'm looking for. So because I'm going to look for to do, I'm going to look in I4 because that's the very first cell that references those statuses. So I'm going to put in I4 equals quotation marks and then whatever word you're looking for. So I'm going to look for to do and do that. Now if I did to do list, it's not going to highlight that because this only says to do. So remember, this little hack is only showing for the specific word. It's got to match perfectly. So if I just have to do and then I have my quotation marks, it's going to highlight those. And then I'll just choose my color. So let's say I want to make this the bright yellow, bold it, maybe change that. Nope. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Click done. And then you can get out of that sidebar, and there you go. So anytime I check it off, you can see that highlighting goes away because it's unchecked. And if they're all unchecked, there you go. And then if I delete, so let's say I delete any of my tasks, you can see the conditional formatting's not there because there's no status. So it's an easy way to visually pull out information based off of text. So whatever text says, it will pull that out and you can visually see, hey, there's a lot of to-dos I still have to do. I can even, so I'm going to show you too. Let me do another one. So I'm going to highlight everything again. So I like doing this. I'm nerd out on this. Conditional formatting, add another rule because you can add multiple rules. And then I'm going to do custom formula is equals, and again, we're going to reference the very first cell. So don't forget our $, so equals $, I4 equals, and then in quotation marks, I'm going to put completed because let's say I want to gray out my completed. So as soon as I check off that task or that bill calendar, let's say that's been paid, I want it to, oh, I forgot the D. There we go. I want it to gray out. So what I'm going to do, again, so this is my formula, equals $I14 or I4 equals quotation mark, whatever word you're searching for. So completed, quotation marks, and then I'm going to do my background as a light gray. I'm going to also do a mid gray as the text. So as you can see, it kind of does that. I can also do a strike through. So as I check off my task, it will gray out and it will strike through. So I'm going to click done, and then I'm going to get out there. So you can see I have two rules here, and it's all based off of what the status says. So if I uncheck that, it's going to be like this bright yellow, or not bright, but like goldy yellow. And then as I check it off, it grays out. So a lot of fun you can have with this. You can really nerd out. But yeah, if you have any questions about this at all, please let me know. If not, I will see you in the next video. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye.